Live from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
A pleasant evening and a very warm welcome to the National News broadcast. We are coming to you live from Rupavahini's news studios. I'm Dilanjali Ananda.
I'm Uvin Hettiaranchi and today is the 4th of March and here are today's headlines. The IMF says the Sri Lankan economy is strong. Money can be earned without seeking foreign employment. The GMOA calls off the token strike. Accepting applications for the postal voting for the local government polls end 12 midnight on the 12th of March. Petroleum Distributors Association has agreed to act according to the formula introduced by the corporation. Half of elderly community at risk of obesity by 2050. Now to those and more stories in detail on today's top story. International Monetary Fund's Senior Mission Chief for Sri Lanka, Peter Brower, commended Sri Lanka's economic recovery in recent years and stated that as economic opportunities return to Sri Lanka, income will increase and poverty will be reduced, making it more attractive for the people to remain in Sri Lanka, not to leave or emigrate.
All quantitative targets for end December 2024 were met. Most structural benchmarks due by end January 2025 were either met or implemented with delay. Turning to the macroeconomic situation, it is encouraging to see that reforms in Sri Lanka are bearing fruit with the economic recovery gaining momentum. Inflation remains low, revenue collection is improving, and reserves continue to accumulate. Economic growth averaged 4.3% since growth resumed in the third quarter of 2023. The recovery is expected to continue in 2025. Prolonged structural challenges need to be addressed to unlock Sri Lanka's long-term potential, including steadfast implementation of governance reforms. I would like to thank the authorities for their commitment and excellent collaboration. Let me also take this opportunity to announce that as part of a standard staff rotation process, I will soon be transitioning from the role of Mission Chief for Sri Lanka, and I will be handing over to the next Mission Chief, Evan Papageorgiou, during the next mission. It has been an honor to accompany Sri Lanka on its journey out of this severe crisis for nearly 3 years. While there are more challenges ahead, the IMF team will remain a steadfast partner for Sri Lanka and its people on the road to a more sustainable and inclusive recovery. Just to highlight the fact that reserves have increased significantly so far under the program. They have reached about half of the program objective. As economic opportunities return to Sri Lanka, incomes will increase and poverty will be reduced. And also it'll be more attractive to remain in Sri Lanka and not leave and emigrate, or those who have emigrated may find opportunities back in Sri Lanka again. So, as you look at our projections, we have increased these quite a bit for 2025 and beyond. And so based on these, I would say I'm quite optimistic about the recovery in Sri Lanka.
Now, the island-wide trade union action to be started tomorrow by the Government Medical Officers Association has been called off. Secretary of the association, Dr. Prabhatha Sukatadasa, revealed this fact at a media briefing held today. The government says, however, such a trade union action is very unjustifiable since the doctors have been given a significant salary hike by this budget. A group of representatives of the GMOA met opposition leader Sajith Premadasa yesterday for talks at the opposition leader's office in Parliament premises. They also met the leader of the Sarvachana Balaya party, Dilip Jayavira, as well yesterday. Minister of Health Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa today delivered a special statement in the Parliament regarding the GMOA's announcement of trade union action. Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa said that the person who said that a protest will be held on 2nd of March, 2 days after the presentation of the budget, has been a Director General of former President Ranil Wickremesinghe. In February 2023, a team of doctors had a meeting with the former President Ranil Wickremesinghe with a request for salary and allowance increase. Ranil Wickremesinghe refused that, stating it cannot be granted at that time, which attracted a serious response from the doctors. During the past 3 months, there has been no trade union protest asking for a salary increase. A salary increase has been granted to government doctors where there was no such trade union protest. Minister also said that in entering the government service, a basic salary of a doctor is 54,290 rupees. A general doctor receives a gross salary of 250,000 rupees or 240,000 rupees. However, this 54,290 rupees has been increased up to 94,150 rupees. The government has been able to increase the 54,290 salary for the past 157 years by 39,860 rupees. Accordingly, doctors are entitled to a basic salary of 94,150 rupees. Accordingly, first stage of increase is 15,582 rupees for the basic salary of next April. Basic salary of Grade 2 Medical Officer is 58,350 rupees. It will increase up to 113,070 rupees. The increase of basic salary is 43,065 rupees. Basic salary of Grade 1 Medical Officer is 71,805 rupees. It will go up to 125,670 rupees by 3,865 rupees. Basic salary of junior consultant is 88,000 rupees. It will increase up to 156,000 rupees by 68,000 rupees. The existing holiday pay allowance is 3,590 rupees. It will increase up to 4,189 rupees. The 250 rupee annual increment will become 450 rupee. It is an 80% increase. The current 1,345 rupee salary increment will go up to 2,420 rupees. The 1,630 rupee salary increment will go up to 2,940 rupees. The 2,170 rupee salary increment becomes 3,900 rupees. A doctor who gets a gross basic pay of 54,290 rupees will be increased up to 240,173 rupees. This amount will become 258,887 rupees from April. By January 2027, this salary will become 283,065 rupees. A doctor who draws a basic salary of 250,870 rupees will increase up to 310,307 rupees. A doctor who gets 352,740 salary will increase 448,400 rupees. An officer who receives a salary between 100,000 to 50,000 rupees will have 100% tax exemption. An officer with 200,000 rupee salary will enjoy 72% tax evasion. A salary of 250,000 will have 62% tax redemption, and 300,000 rupee salary receiver will enjoy a 47% tax slash. Trade unions of health sector points out that it is not fair to take such trade union actions since the government has already increased the salaries of government servants. President of the All Ireland Medical Officers Association, consultant Dr. Adit Kumar, said that although an idea of salary decrease or curtailment has been attempted among the doctors of the society, the reality has been different. The government rejects the attempt of certain persons of the Government Medical Officers Association to provoke the rest of the government doctors. President of the All Ireland Health Trade Unions Collective, Samantha Koralearachi, said that it is apparent that certain trade unions are trying to focus the attention of their membership towards certain trade union actions without properly understanding the salary increase granted by the government. It is to be mentioned that the government has implemented the highest salary increase granted in the recent history so far, and a people's government can solve all problems through discussion. Venerable Mrutyatue Anandathera pointed out that the Public Services Union, United Nurses Union, is an institution which believes in a forward march protecting the demands of the employees at the same time safeguarding the patients as well. The Consulted Doctors Association says that their decision taken not to support the doctors' strike is remained unchanged. The Government Medical Officers Association later announced that it has decided to temporarily call off the island-wide strike that was planned to commence tomorrow. GMOA Secretary Dr. Prabhat addressing a press conference said that the strike has been called off until the vote on the third reading of the 2025 budget on March 21st.
According to the police headquarters, an award of 1.2 million rupees will be given to a person who provides information regarding the main female suspect who is needed in connection with the assassination of the organised gang member Sanjeeva Kumara Sampatharatna and alias Ganemulle Sanjeeva. The concerned main female suspect is a 25-year-old person named Pinpura Devage Ishara Sewandi. The police has decided to award an amount of 1.2 million rupees to any person for providing information about her. Accordingly, the case any information about her whereabouts, the police headquarters request the public to inform it to 071 8591 727 or 071 8591 735. The police emphasized the identity of the provider of the information will be kept classified.
Today, the Valasmula Magistrate Court ordered to detain the police constable for 72 hours and question with regard to the alleged supply of T-56 live ammunition for the Middenia triple murder. The suspected police officer was taken into custody yesterday by the Middenia police. This 35-year-old police officer was attached to the service at Veerakatia Police. It has been revealed that he has recently supplied 12 T-56 live ammunition to the murderers of the triple murder at the Galpothai junction in Middenia. Middenia police say that 7 suspects have been taken into custody in this connection.
The Election Commission informs that the deadline for applying for the postal voting for the local government polls for the 336 bodies will be ending at 12 midnight on the 12th of this month. In the announcement, the Commission says the deadline will not be extended at any circumstances. The application for postal voting can be obtained from the district election officers or can be downloaded from the official website of the Election Commission. The public servants who have been registered in the relevant local government election area and are unable to cast their votes since they are B2B deployed or election duties or eligible for postal voting. Therefore, the Election Commission informs such public officers to apply for postal voting in advance without delay. Certifying officers will check the relevant applications and grant permission for permissible voting. The application forms should be forwarded to the relevant returning officer of the area on or before the 12th of this month.
The Distributors Association of Petroleum has agreed to comply with the formula introduced by the Ceylon Petroleum Corporation. In the Cabinet press briefing held today, Cabinet spokesman and Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa said that the Ceylon Petroleum Corporation is bound to act according to the order given by the court. Cabinet spokesman Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa said that there has been a discussion with the distributors and the Petroleum Corporation in the morning today, and accordingly an agreement has been reached to implement the formula introduced by the Ceylon Petroleum Corporation. Future actions will be carried out by following that agreement, and accordingly the formula introduced by the CPC will be implemented, and another discussion with the distributors will be held in order to consider their set of proposals on the 18th of this month. There is absolutely no shortage of fuel, and in case the distributors have any other proposals that can be taken up on the 18th and come to a conclusion. The minister added that only by strengthening the Ceylon Petroleum Corporation the requirements of the general public of the country can be fulfilled. An injustice occurred when the fuel price, which was around 100 to 120 rupees previously, the commission given at that time has not been revised. Therefore, the intervention of the Ceylon Petroleum Corporation, apart from the 3% commission, an upper cap has also been added. The distributors had been given the commission by surpassing the amount granted previously. When having a look at the politicians who expressed their views regarding the commission paid, it can be easily recognized that whom they are representing. The distributors maintain their outlets according to the requirements of the general public, and they have to meet the expenses of the electricity bills, water bills and salaries of the employees as well. While granting them a justifiable commission considering their cost pricing, granting 9 or 11% commission cannot be justified since it contains a tax levied by the government, which includes the taxes levied by the government in importing fuel, unloading, pumping, etc. The 3% commission has been planted on this, which is not justifiable. The minister added that the new formula has been introduced considering all these factors. This issue has been taken up by the District Court, Appeal Court and the Supreme Court. Meanwhile, a meeting was held in the evening today with Chairman of the Ceylon Petroleum Corporation, Janaka Rajakaruna, and the associations of oil distributors and filling station owners participating in it. They have agreed to continue with the distribution of fuel without causing any inconvenience to the general public. Chairman of the Ceylon Petroleum Corporation, Janaka Rajakaruna, said that the fuel pump operators are also a part of the service providers and cordially has to be maintained among them. And it has also been agreed to improve that cordially. President of the Filling Station Owners Association, Kumara Rajpaksa, pointed out that the President and the Association of Filling Station Owners have agreed to continue the distribution. Executive Council member of the Oil Distributors Association, MTS Pereira, observed that it has been decided to continue the distribution activities.
The Attorney General stated in Supreme Court today that all necessary steps have been taken by the government in order to compensation regarding the damages caused due to the fire in the ship Express Pearl. The fundamental rights petition filed by the court requesting the payments of compensation regarding the damages caused by the environment as the fishing community due to the incident of the concerned ship catching fire was taken up today. The petition was filed by His Eminence Malcolm Cardinal Ranjith and a group of others. Additional Solicitor General Nerine Pulle, appearing for the Attorney General, stated that this is unfortunate tragedy occurred due to the negligence of the crew of the ship Express Pearl. He stressed that the crew of the ship is solely responsible for the incident. The Additional Solicitor General pointing out that compensation has to be obtained from the crew of the ship who were responsible for this tragedy and the company concerned, and informed the court that the legal action has been initiated for this purpose. In addition, the Additional Solicitor General pointed out that action has been taken to file civil and criminal cases against this incident. The case filed against former Minister Johnston Fernando and 3 other respondents was taken up in Colombo High Court today. This was in the presence of the High Court Judge Aditya Pattabhadnige. Former Minister Johnston Fernando and 3 respondents have been charged with causing losses to the government by engaging in employees of SATSA from their official duties and engaging them in political activities when he was the Minister of Trade. After noting down the witnesses of the complaint, the case has been deferred until the 24th of this month.
The Cabinet of Ministers has granted approval to the resolution furnished by President Andra Kumara Dissanayake in his capacity as the Minister of Finance, Plan Implementation and Economic Development to accept the policy declaration "A Wealthy Country, a Beautiful Life" as the government's national policy framework, as well as to plan and implement all activities accordingly by all the ministries, departments, state institutions, provincial councils and local government institutions. The policy declaration "A Wealthy Country, a Beautiful Life" has been furnished with the aim of a sustainable economic growth and a development with the aim of a gross domestic product of $120 billion of face value in 2030 through a strong production economy. It is grouped under the following 4 main sectors representing all the sectors including economic, social, environmental and political strata. A holistic life, comfortable country, a respectable life, secure country, a modern life, wealthy country and a dignified life, steady country. Under those 4 areas, 40 sub-sectors have been recognized and have identified policies, concepts and actions to be taken in relation to those sectors. Cabinet approval has also been granted to include existing laws into the formulation of government laws in 2025 year program regarding the introduction of new laws and amendments expected by the Ministry of Urban Development, Construction and Housing during 2025. This has been a proposal by Minister Andra Karunatilaka.
The expenditure heads of the Ministries of Public Administration, Provincial Councils and Local Government and Labour was taken up for debate in Parliament today. Ministers and parliamentarians of both ruling and opposition parties expressed their views on the committee stage debate. Opposition leader Sajid Premadasa said that it is commendable that the government has revitalized the culture of holding elections instead of evading them. He has questioned the government what action could be taken against individuals who attempted to postpone the local government elections. He also asked who is the mastermind of the conspiracy of postponing elections. Minister Chandana Aberatna stated that then minister postponed the election by a year, which was scheduled to be held in 2022. The former president arbitrarily postponed the local government polls, which was even a nomination stage. He said that there is no money for polls. Even if there were no money, there should be no polls. The minister said that now there are elections, money as there is as well. The government has allowed Election Commission to conduct their duties freely. Parliamentarian Namal Rajpaksha said that there are allegations of politicization against each government. All the past governments exploited the top officials to conduct transfers, and public officers to state policy commissions should be set up. Deputy Minister Mahinda Jayasinghe said that leaders who were silent when thugs forcefully entered the public institutions and harassed are now shedding crocodile tears.
Now, the census of the animals that damaged the crops island-wide will be carried out on Saturday, the 15th of this month. The Ministry of Agriculture requests the support of the public to make this move a success. Director of the Agriculture Development of the Ministry of Agriculture, Tusitha Nandana, said that the census will be carried out from 8 to 8:05 a.m. on Saturday, the 15th of this month. People should count the monkeys, giant squirrels, talk monkeys and peacocks roaming in their premises separately under 4 categories. The number of animals seen should be counted and recorded in the data sheet given to each family. All residents are responsible to get this successfully done following the guidelines of the ministry. Accordingly, an approximate report will be prepared at Gramanilladari division level. The final results will be helpful to take measures to control abundant and invasive animals. Each citizen has a great responsibility to support this national level task.
To mark the 55th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations between the two countries of Vietnam and Sri Lanka, the Embassy of the Socialist Republic of Vietnam in Sri Lanka has planned a series of commemorative activities throughout the year 2025. The activities encompass all pillars of bilateral relations, including political, economic and cultural diplomacy. The diplomatic relationship between Vietnam and Sri Lanka was officially established on July 21st, 1970. Over the years, two countries have built a robust partnership grounded in mutual respect and shared values. The two countries have collaborated across various sectors for mutual benefit. They supported each other in international forums for peace, stability and development in the region and the world. The key activities in the events include quiz competitions and logo design competitions on Vietnam-Sri Lanka bilateral relations, the 95th anniversary of the founding of the Communist Party of the Vietnam, bilateral meetings and contacts between the high-level leaders of Vietnam and Sri Lanka to reinforce and promote the relationship between the two nations.
It is my great pleasure to welcome you on the occasion of the 55th anniversary of Vietnam-Sri Lanka diplomatic relations. Vietnam and Sri Lanka had a long-standing interaction. President of Sri Lanka chose Vietnam as one of the first countries to be informed about the victory of Sri Lankan government against the LTTE forces. And the most recent meeting was between the Deputy Prime Minister of Vietnam, His Excellency Mr. Bui Thanh Son, with President Anura Kumaradisanazake in Dubai. So up to now, the two countries have signed more than 30 agreements and memorandum of understanding in all sectors of cooperation, set up 3 cooperation mechanisms, including the joint committee at minister level, the political consultation at deputy minister level, and the joint trade subcommittee at deputy minister of trade. Trade turnover reaches an average of 300 to 350 million USD per year, and Sri Lanka currently has about 30 projects in Vietnam with total investment capital of more than 42 million US dollars. The two countries also keep a very good practice of supporting each other at multilateral fora, especially at the United Nations, Non-Aligned Movement, and ROA, ASEAN Regional Forums. The Embassy of Vietnam Sri Lanka has the privilege of serving in Sri Lanka with a strong and consistent support from the government and people of Sri Lanka. Our ambition is to bring bilateral relations to new heights for the benefits of the two peoples.
And we have more news from home in brief. A stock of 9 million fags brought to the country illegally for several years were destroyed today at the Ceylon Tobacco Company headquarters premises. The stock, which has a street value of 1.2 million rupees, has been confiscated by the Sri Lanka Customs. 12 houses of the Shannon estate in Hatton were severely damaged by a fire erupted last night. Our correspondent said that the fire erupted from one of the houses and later spread to all other houses. 5 persons who had attempted to douse the fire have been injured as well. It is suspected that the power leak has caused the incident. Measures have been taken to temporarily house 50 persons of 20 families at a safe place. A leading female drug dealer, Sriani alias Chutidua, has been arrested yesterday by the Malabar police at the Singhapura area in Hokandar. Police have also discovered over 107 grams of heroin. We'll be back with international news after this break.
You can make a difference. It is your duty to help eradicate dengue. Clean up your environment at least once a week. A message from the Dengue Control Unit of the Ministry of Health.
Non-foreign news. Today is the World Obesity Day. World Obesity Day serves as an annual platform to raise awareness to and advocate for the practical solutions in addressing the global obesity crisis. World Obesity Day was previously held on every 11th of October and was later moved to the 4th of March. World Obesity Day serves as an annual platform to raise awareness and advocate for practical solutions in addressing the global obesity crisis. It is organized by the World Obesity Federation, a non-profit body which is the official relations with and is the collaborating body on the Lancet Commissions on Obesity. The first World Obesity Day took place in 2015, the second took place in 2016 and focused on childhood obesity, aligning with WHO Commission on Ending Childhood Obesity.
Now, the first one-day international match between Sri Lanka women's cricket team and the New Zealand women's team ended without a decision at Napier, New Zealand today. When the match was suspended due to rain, Sri Lanka team batting first were 147 runs for the loss of 5 wickets. After winning the toss, New Zealand team invited Sri Lanka to bat first. Accordingly, the Sri Lankan inning was opened by captain Shamari Agapattu and Vishmi Gunaratne. Shamari was out for 9 runs while Vishmi Gunaratne scored 30 runs. Harshita Samaravikrama today was able to post her second half-century in her ODI career. That's all the news we have for you tonight. Join us tomorrow at the same time for the very latest on Channel Eye. I'm Delanjali together with Owen signing off. Good night.
Good night.